Hi, everybody. Today we are going to talk about something a little macabre, something that's always kind of made me go, why do women fall in love with killers? Why do they uh, fall in love with jailed killers? Why do they fall in love with serial killers? We're going to discuss that, right, Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about it last week. We were talking about true crime and how so many people like true crime, and
Right.
we started talking about women that actually fall in love with
Mm,
killers, men who have
right.
killed, and they're in jail. So, how can you even have a relationship with somebody who's in jail?
Well, actually, you can't. I mean, most of the ones I read about, it's you can't have conjugal visits. So, I mean, you can't have physical
Yeah. Yeah.
sex, I guess you'd say, with the person that you're
Yeah.
in love with.
Well, even, holding hands and
Right.
kissing
You
and
can do that a little
cuddling,
bit,
and
I guess. I think you can
can
kiss
you?
them. From what I've
Okay.
read, maybe a kiss.
I think it depends on the state and the prison.
Mm. Oh,
I
yeah,
think I
that's
think
probably true.
that's a part of it too. Um, but anyway, so after we decided this is the topic,
If you like our videos, go ahead and click on like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks.
we both went and
Did some
started.
research,
Well,
some
I spent some
macabre
time
research.
thinking about it. So
Hmm.
some of the answers that I came up with are just my opinion from life's
Mm.
experience. And then I looked into it and looked some things up and found some other ideas. They don't really know that much about it. There's not been a lot of hard, um, solid
Right.
evidence
I
of,
guess it's like wouldn't be like scientific fact, but it's,
mm-mm,
there's some psychologists, like I was watching this one gal who wrote a book on it, and she was saying that, well, just in the fact of being attracted to killers, let's say, it's almost obviously there's psychological dam damage with the person, the woman, because it crosses a lot of socioeconomic groups. Some of them are very educated. It's nothing to do with that intelligence. It's a psychological thing.
mm-hmm.
And this one woman I was watching was saying that it's almost some women, it's like being caught up in their own little romance novel, the bad boy. I know, isn't that terrible? Like, uh, in America, it's all about the wild, wild west, and the good guy, bad guy, and the mysticism, the how we throw adulation at bad boys, and that so these women, they get caught up in that whole mystique.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a term, though, for women that actually are attracted to killers. It's called hybristophilia.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
like pedophilia. It's a
Mm-hmm.
disconnect. It's what do you call it? Perversion. For when you're attracted to something that's not right or not good
Yeah.
for you, for
That's
sure.
never.
Not
Yeah.
ethical, not moral.
Yeah. Definitely deviant, I would say.
Deviant behavior, right?
Yeah, not the norm.
Hmm.
And personally, I would think they must be missing something in their, well, obviously, you fall in love and the person is supposed to complete you, or, fill in a gap somewhere. And so these women are maybe haven't had success with relationships, and to have, these men are probably, I guess, a little more desperate or not as picky because they're in jail, and how many women are really after them. Although some
Unless they're
of them,
Charles Manson, then they have their
yeah,
pick.
some of them have gotten a lot of women throwing them. But also, I feel like, so if you're really insecure in a relationship,
Right.
it would give you a sense of control
Yes,
because you would be in charge. You would have the upper hand, you would think.
exactly. That's what this woman
There.
was telling you. I was telling you about, said too. So a lot of women do it because it's a sense of control. Also, their motherly instincts take over, I guess. And it's funny because I've had girlfriends like that in my life that went out with guys that I felt like, wow, what does she see in that person? They're very dysfunctional or whatever. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's also gives you the sense of this person, maybe he's never going to leave you. You have control of them, you know,
Mhm.
like what you're saying.
Mhm.
So killers, it just goes one step further.
Yeah.
they're
And some of them, I think, some of these men are very charming and even
Mhm,
looking, and
mhm.
they convince the women that they're innocent.
That's
So the
true.
women,
That's true.
feel like, oh, I'm gonna fight to help him, because there's people in jail that are innocent. So if they convince the woman that they're actually innocent, and they start whatever, a pen pal relationship or something, you can be fooled into believing that and want to defend them and stick by them, stand by your man or whatever, through thick and thin. And so they might really believe in him and have that kind of personality where they need something to fight for or someone to
Mhm,
fix. Another thing that I thought about was, a lot of these big high profile murderers,
mhm, mhm.
they become famous.
That's
They're
true.
in the
That's
news.
true. Yeah,
So
that's
the
right.
woman, it's her, being close to fame.
Right.
Some women are, just looking for that kind of attention.
Because of with reality TV and everybody wanting to be the star of their own show, it's their little way of highlighting them. They're famous
Yeah.
for 15 minutes, that 15
Yeah.
minutes of fame thing.
Instead, I have an idea. They should start a podcast.
Yeah, some
Um,
people might agree with you on that one. But
anyway, I have a list too. I have a couple other things. So
sure.
also the thrill of it.
The
The
thrill, the
thrill
bad
of,
boy, ultimate bad boy.
yeah, I guess that would be, along with that too. And then also, some people, not just women, but they have a mental disorder of a
Yeah.
lack of empathy.
Sure.
So not being able to empathize, even though they might believe that this man killed those people,
Mm.
but they're not able to empathize with the victims.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good point.
they have
That's a
no
good point.
guilt.
That's like stand by your man to the nth degree,
Mhm.
huh?
Mhm. Yeah, so they might, fall for someone, and they, don't see the issue with the fact that they've taken lives, somebody's, or a life,
Yeah,
somebody's life.
like,
So
gosh, so you have a list? You're going to talk about your
I
list?
do. Well, I'm going down the list. I wrote down competing with other women, because some of these guys they get a lot of fan mail and a lot of fans. And so they feel like, oh, he picked me. Over all
Mhm.
the, if he's telling these women, oh yeah, look at all the fan mail I got, look at all these other women. So they have a sense of wanting to win.
Mm.
I would say the prize is a real dud, but wanting to compete, feeling like they're special because he picked
Right.
me over all these other
Oy.
women that are
You really have to have low self-esteem, huh?
I would say so. I would say so, but there are women like that,
Right.
And then also another psychological thing is some women, they're unable to detect danger. Like it just doesn't register with them that this is a bad, dangerous person. And they
Mm.
say, murderers, a lot of times it'll be like, I had no idea, the neighbor's going, I had no idea. He was so nice. He would be mowing his lawn and playing with his children. And then there's, dead bodies in the backyard. Because everybody's capable of, most people have relationships and they're nice to the people that
Mhm.
they interact with and have relationships with.
Mhm.
So I feel like sometimes these women just are unable to understand that there's another side to that person.
Right, right. Of course. That makes sense. So who's on your list?
Well, and I had one more thing, that I think sometimes some women may fall for a man because they think they can change him. They believe
Maybe.
that he will change and their love will conquer all, and they will show him
That's
how much
true.
they love him.
Mhm.
And, they see him as a victim,
Right, right,
the
right, right.
murderer as a victim. And some of them have been victimized as children.
That's
And,
true. That's
what
true.
makes them have that demented, twisted way. So that was my last idea, possibility, because
Yeah,
there's so many different reasons why a woman would succumb to that kind of relationship and settle.
yeah, because I used to always think, gosh, why would a woman even want to be with that? I mean, gosh, I'd rather be alone than be with that, but to them, like you said, it's attractive. It's like a sexual attraction to that kind of a
Well,
person.
personally for me, I always have a hard time wrapping my head around, and I guess probably that's why a lot of people that watch true crime, they watch it because it's so sensational, but also you can't believe somebody would do those things,
Mhm.
behave like that. So you really want to, I always want to get in their head. I'm like, what made them make that decision? What
Right.
drove them to do those things?
Sure.
And sometimes we just don't get answers to those questions. But I do think that's a little bit a part of the fascination. And so maybe some women write to them wondering, hey, how did you do this? And then they get sucked into,
Yeah, because they're not going anywhere, these guys. I mean, they're probably going to write to you pretty consistently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're
You know where he
scribbly
is all
pencil.
the time. So
Yeah. That's funny.